Hello, my faraway friends, my friends who I don't know, hopefully friends. Let's keep going with with the project further, and we're working on backend right now. So let me describe what have I done so far. Let's go to cd project backend and oh yeah, and let's do ping. Oh, we don't need to run it right now. Well, if we run it, it will be running. So, but we don't need to run it right now. We need to test it. That's what we need to do right now. But let me describe first what have I done. Yes, let's terminate this job. Actually, let's run it again. Okay. So now let's do new terminal. And let's actually run also the front end because I moved up my icon, my emoji thing further a little bit. That is hot. Okay. cd project front npm run dev. And then we're going to go to that one, and that's how far I moved my emoji. Right now I don't move it by myself, it's just spinning around because I feel like I need to finish my at least my backend. So for users at least, so at least I can move my front end. So I'll try to show what I have done so far. So I added oh, sorry. No, why it doesn't want to? I'm trying to remove them. Yes, here we go. I'm not. I didn't catch a cold this time. I swear. I just need a drink. But the tea is very hot right now, so I can drink. It's too hot. Okay. So we don't need this one. Sometimes it's strange. Sometimes I do try to comment it out, but it does makes comment outing behind, not in front. Or sometimes it does different line of code instead of what I want. What it do? It does here. What does it right now? You see, it's behaving very strange. Doing commenting in different unpredictable spaces. Okay. T. So what have I done here? So in any database, we don't, well, we have our main, well, let me show, where's that? Why I'm in front end here, or backend? No, backend here. We have users, right? But we can do now to users, we can delete, remove, delete them, update them, and create new users. And users can create themselves, and admin can create users, and plus to it, root user can create different users and fix them. But living with without the history of any manipulations with the users is quite bad practice. So we needed to create a history for any action made to user. So yes, so we needed to new table which I called create history, change history table, and every operation goes from which has been done with users will go to change history table. So we have here change ID, primary key. We have user ID, it's a foreign key, will be. If you can see here, user ID foreign key for the user for the history of changes. We have changed it when when it was changed by, who changed it, and it's again foreign key from the main users, and it's here. Then we have operation enum. What has been done? Is it insert? Is it update? Is it delete operation? And the rest of them is the same. It's the same as we have here, which we had. I deleted the previous table creation, which we had for the user. It's all the same columns. Except some changes. For instance, we don't have password hash anymore here because that would be done to save in the history password. It doesn't belong in history. Cannot be shown there because so, and a couple of changes for the timestamps been done. What else? Yeah, you see, I created first table with the password hash, but then I realized no, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be there, and so I dropped it. Password hash drop column. Later on, and then I dropped I add column marked for deletion for the users who will be for the history, which because history also sometimes need to be deleted. So we also manipulate with the history. We create new history, we update, well, we don't update history, we delete history by user ID and by ID who created, and so, and by search also. But it will be little, I'll show you a little bit later. So that's a table. We comment it out again here. Do I have history? Any history yet? I don't think I tested it yet. I don't think I tested how it works yet. So let's try to Will it work right now? No, it doesn't work because I need to change table. And that's here. Let me what you see how it's behave itself strange. I try to comment out this line, but that I use my command that uncomments next line. It's so very weird. Okay, fine. I'll do it manually. Okay, use WebGL probe. No, why it does that? What is going on? Maybe because I didn't update MySQL. It's kind of, it's not old version of MySQL, but it's not newest version of MySQL. But that's okay. That's fine. Let's use it. So we're using this right now. We actually can do it this way, right? What? I don't see it here. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Okay, so we go here. We try to select everything from use and change history. But I don't think I did anything yet for the history. Yeah, it's empty table. But we have couple of users there. Okay, let's do one more. Control C. Actually, users, and do that. Okay, fine. Doesn't want to go this way. Okay, fine. Because it's kind of unity here, so it doesn't, history doesn't have anything, so it does show nothing to us. Users. And as you remember, I tested a couple of users and they should be shown here. Yep, that's the users for right now. And so I tested a couple of things with them, but not many things yet. That's probably for the test I'll do next video. If you, it's interesting for you to look it up, you can look it up or maybe skip it. But for right now, we're focusing on what we have done with the backend. So I use for the backend communication from our backend to the database communication. I use mapper, which shows what kind of structure of our database is. I have types. It shows the types of different records. For instance, we have change operation type, we have history record type, which is kind of shows the types for the our database structure. And so I use history config. Right now here it's configuration. It's not types, but it's configuration what I want for the our records be. So instance, for I using history search keys, like for the searching by all of these parameters. I'm using search by all of these parameters and unity of these parameters for the history search. So we can search when it was updated, if it was updated before, if it was updated after some date, and all this. And for this we need config of our keys, so we can see if the users use some key. For instance, if the user was putting the key into search parameter as like date, just date, and so it will be if user use this key, it search through the keys, the function search through keys, and it says to user, we don't have such key, please rethink what you're searching for. So something like that. And so for this I need my configuration, because types, they don't run in runtime, they only run on compilation, so we don't use them. I mean, they used as types, but we need to use also config. And then I have helpers, helpers functions, like that helper function is approving the keys here. And here what I can improve, but I didn't improve. You see how big is that? This approving of keys. I could improve. I can set this into one function and use this function for each key. But I don't know, it will complicate further our code. Well, it kind of will a little complicate our code here. It's simple, more simple. But if I set this if into this like into the some detached function, which I can set here up in front, like I did with this one, like if forms keys, I have forms keys here for the date. But if I do the same for each keys, it will not make this function too much smaller. It will make it a little bit smaller, but it will complicate the file itself. So I'm kind of don't know if I want to follow pure coding more or clean code more down the line, or I want to leave it like this. I will decide it later on. I need to think, but the same we do with the users. It's the users have, where's the users? Users have mapper, users have types, users have helpers, and users have config too. So now we have one main file, which is repository here, and user repository here, and history repository here. And that's our main functions here, which will communicate with the database. And for users, for users, where? Yeah, here. For users, we have, oops, I don't want to do this. We pass history repository into the initialize our history repository, our functions from here, class from here. You see new key, it's a class, it's a class. And so we don't need constructor here. We need here, but we don't need it here. But we need constructor there. And so what does users do? So what we can do, we can search users by their ID. we can search users by their emails. It's more like inside functions for looking for the user. I mean, technical functions for looking for the users by user ID, by email, like it's detached methods for searching users. And we have find users by filter with the limited number here and offset. Here it's for pagination. Actually, I forgot to do pagination here. We need to do pagination here too. Hey, that's mistake I have here. Which I need to add function searching users by different criteria. That's what we've done. I need to delete this one. No need no more. Syntax to get user, technical yes to get by email. I also need to do add pagination. Yep, that's what I need to do. And that is the same here. Same here. Okay, that's I forgot. Okay, but we have pagination here. Okay, so we find users by different criteria. Then we create user. And I don't know, do I need to describe what we've done here? It's always kind of the same. At the end of the day, we need to execute a query to the database, wait for its result to be delivered to us, to the backend. Then we're going to check this result, and if it's not receipt, or if it's not in proper form, like I'm checking for ID right now here, and if it's not here, I'm going to throw error, and I'm going to post if everything normal, I pass through the if section. I'm going to post to log insert into the table which is changes history here. That's going to be log of the record. And if I don't get this ID of the record, if the database doesn't answer to me for some reason, or like I don't get log ID generally, I will throw error. And then I'm going to catch this error here. But if everything is all right, I'm going to return insert ID of the record being inserted. Also, I'm using here one method of edge case when we got interrupted between first insert for the record, for the user record, and the second, that's edge case for the second record into the history changes table. So we have two queries here. We have for the user and we have for the record queries. If we got interrupted in the middle of this, like we did the first record, yes, but for some reason we didn't do record for the database for changes history, like that's not right. That's not good, because we have to have this record of any changes. If somebody deletes user and I need to find out who did it, I need this information. So we using this method of edge case. We're going to create new connection, which is type of pool connection. which is have database method get connection. Then we begin transaction. If something wrong with this transaction, we're going to roll back all changes we did to this user. But if everything is okay, we're going to commit the changes to the database of two records, and then at the end we're going to release the connection of database. So that method is for making sure all two records is being made and nothing like disappeared. One more edge case also when like somebody like when we using real web programming, there can be two users or two admins which doing the changes in the same time. But and we need to check on this edge case too, because if somebody did changes, we need to wait for these changes being implemented and then show it to other user or stop transactions. But that will be implemented right here in routes. In routes we will have a control object which will be controlling all connection by their ID. So that's another edge cases. So it's not time here yet to implement. It's wrong layer of communication with the database. But pretty much all the methods here are pretty similar. It follows the same picture. We do executions to database. We do another execution to the database, and we're going to throw errors and so on. Okay, so I don't need to show them all the functions. I'm going to test it anyway. I'm going to do video testing them. So if you if it would be interesting for you, you can look it up there, and we keep going here. So we create user, we update user, we delete user, we restore user. If it was deleted, we going to because deletion here is not actually happening. We just on user we making where is it? Date. Where is it? Here status will be deleted. So we change status, as you remember, maybe. Oh, maybe you didn't watch it, but where is it? It's in its types. So here user status, we have pending, active, suspended, banned, and deleted. So we have 5 stats, and one of the stats will be deleted. So when we delete user, we are changing its status, and we changing deleted add column here. So let's go further. So it's not deleted actually. It's actually deleted. It can be here in database. Not in the backend, not in the backend, not in the front end. It's all mimic from the backend and the front end. It's all mimics for deletion. So we restore user, we suspend user, we unsuspend user, we ban user, unban user, activate user. We it's also a technical method. We get all users without searching them. We just do pagination here, And we getting also technical method. It's get count of them because it helps me with the testing of users. So get simple count, and then we have also very important to do like comments like I did here, because normally I found out in practice programmers don't sit too long. Well, they sit, but they changes often. Like, yes, programmers can be at the work for 10 years, 20 years. They may work at a company like for many years, but when they leave, if they don't leave the comments, sometimes it's difficult to get into the head of previous programmer and to figure it out what he was doing and what he meant by this code. I mean, sometimes code can be not precise. Sometimes code can have bad names and so on, and bad logic and so on. It's all kind of variables here. By making simple comments, you prevent these difficulties for the next programmer which comes to your position. So I found out that it's good practice to leave comments, at least simple ones. But I saw many data codes, base of codes, which didn't have comments, and naming was like nm, n, m, and let's go with reducer, and they're going to be like nm and n and so on. Like it can be like very difficult to get into the head of other person what he meant. And sometimes like programmers also, they do the code and they come back to their own code and they're like, oh my gosh, what have I done here? So important to make simple comments for the functions. It's important. It's very important. Okay, so in history we do easier. There is a fewer functions. Just a second. Okay, so the logic here is already not similar to user because we set execution into one SQL SQL operation query, into one query. So we don't need to wait for the connection. We don't need to reconnect it. By the way, I forgot to mention, like, finally, because of this connection, we always have, it's not here. Where's the change? Change create user. Because here we have connection. So we need to have finally section for the try catch, where we're releasing at the end, we're releasing connection. Did I mention it or not? But that's okay. Okay, so for the history repository, the logic for the files are the same, and I described it already, so it's all good. So we have class. That's without a constructor. It's just simple implementation of class here because we don't need, because it's all methods only. So we have log insert here. simple query, simple check for right now. Like if we don't get insert ID back, then we throw the error. I mean, there's throw the error and error catch up here. But otherwise, we going to return the insert ID. That's for the testing purposes and also for the program purposes, because that's needed for the object. That's for the controller object, which will be controlling the connections in the routes here, the endpoints. So the logic are the same everywhere, and so we can close here. So we're going to get in log insert. We're going to find history by history criteria here, and we're going to give it limit and offset. So pagination here is going to be here also. We're going to find user's ID here. I mean, find by user ID. It's technical kind of. Oh, I didn't put like after talking so much about need to have good comments. I leave this. I leave this methods without comments. How nice is that? I will make sure that's fixed. Okay. Okay, so find user by ID we have again, and why didn't post? Okay, so let's do this way. Let's give myself a technical. Actually, it worked, but we'll do this way anyway because the keyword is here, and add comments. That's the first for all functions. And then create method which search users by their email. No, we don't need anything else. We need because we have find history by criteria here. It makes it process every kind of search. It's validates the key criteria. It's then if not validated key, it throws the error, and then we build in the search query. We throw the search query into where close. We join them by end here, and then we're going to do query by itself, and then we're going to throw the query into the actually execution of the query. We're getting result. We're getting history rows. If there is no history rows, we return simple empty array, and then we're going to map it and return either empty array or return I forgot one more thing. You see, evaluation is good. No, sorting is good. Actually, to do sorting. Actually, no, I did sorting in. I did sorting in where is it? Here. When I built search story search array, I built sorting there. It just doesn't know about it. and suggesting me this to do. But what we need to do here is to check if we have a good result here, because I don't know why, but I didn't check it. I checked for the here, but I need to check for the result here too. Okay, so find history, find by user ID. Yeah. Find by change by ID. Yeah. Tag, and then delete by change ID. And again, delete here is not real deletion. It's only we updating database and set marked for deletion to our query. I mean our restore variable, which is either 0 or 1, because here we want to reverse too. So on the same method we can either delete the user or reverse the user by getting this reverse. So if we forget, we don't include this parameter into the method, we're going to delete it. If we set the method to true here, that will be restore the users. I kind of got lazy. It's better. Maybe I need to change naming of this method, because it clearly states it's delete by change ID, but probably let's do it here. To do, I want change name of the method to reflect that this method can either delete or restore history records. I think that would be good technical reflection. Okay, so we delete or restore the user history of user, what they did. We delete by user ID. So we looking, we can delete all records in the history by its user ID. Okay, and reverse. Okay, so then we have delete by user ID, which has params for delete params, and then we do reverse here and so on. So delete by user ID, delete by change by ID, and here's also params we get here. Instead of like these flat parameters, we have object params here. And that would be it for the history and users repository. And then I can move on. Once I've been testing this, methods, we can move on to the routes endpoints, so they can be connected to the front end. So front end can fetch actual data from the database, or maybe W facet, or this kind of real-time technology doing this, want also to implement. And so then we can move to front end, because front end right now looks too simple, and I don't like it. It's too simple. It's there is nothing yet. So that's my plan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.